Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's Greg from Wint Audio Video coming to you with another great video showcasing vintage audio receivers. Alright, today on the workbench, well actually not quite on the workbench because it's too massive to fit up there, so it's on a cart, is a Kenwood KR-9600 receiver. This is my first peek at it, and it's probably going to turn into a repair video. It also might be a repair I regret taking on, and I'll tell you why. So, came from a customer of mine who bought it basically in this condition. They have another one of these that I worked on. And I guess he bought this maybe as a backup or just because he got a good deal on it. I don't know the whole story, but the symptom is no sound and it won't tune. So as you see, I rotate the tuning knob and the dial indicator is not moving. The first thing that made me want to run when I saw this thing was the screws that were in the cabinet. I'll show you just a few of them. When you find flathead screws on a piece of vintage with a little point on them, a variety of mismatched screws on a piece of audio equipment, it always makes you wonder about the history of it and who was the previous person to work on it and why did they lose all the original screws when they worked on it. Sometimes that makes me wonder. Anyways, upon opening it up, let's pull up the cover real quick. I noticed, well, I'll have to flip it over to show you, but I noticed on the bottom of these amplifier boards there was some soldering, so it does look like it had some kind of amplifier repair in the past. I've got them loose right now because I'm about to flip it over where I can start checking those boards. Haven't even done that yet, but I got to the point where I could fire it up on my dim bulb tester over here to make sure it doesn't have excessive current. And let me prop this up a little bit here. Let's do that. If you flip it on, you see the light brights with a current inrush, and then it slowly goes down to where it's barely lit, which is a good sign, means it's not drawing excessive current. However, you don't get that second relay click indicating it's not in protection. So I do have some lights. I'm not going to be able to tune stations really. But, speaking of that, when you also find things like this, there's your tuning string, and it's all wrapped up and taped in place, which means somebody purposely, there's the tape, they purposely undid the tuning string from around the front here and the dial pointer and the tuning knob shaft back there. So you wonder why they did that exactly. Not 100% sure yet, haven't gotten that far. But it has no sound, no relay click. I did some initial measurements on the output boards. I'm getting like 35 and 45 volts on what would be my speaker terminal. So it makes perfect sense why it's in protection. So we have to find out why that is. A little more visual inspection gave me some more things that made me want to run, which is, if you look at the regulator board here, you'll see there's some heatsink compound on both sides here. Yeah, get the camera in. Which is where a couple transistors used to be mounted. So what that means, sorry about the camera work, folks. Somebody's been working on it, removed parts, did not replace them for some reason. So I'm going to shut it down. Obviously, without those transistors in place, we're not going to get any of our voltages correct throughout the machine or to the output boards to even be able to produce sound. So I'm going to have to probably talk to the customer and let them know what I found. There's also a big dent in the front. I'll see if I can straighten that at all. And tell them it's going to be kind of a can of worms job. I might get burned by it because the output circuit in these are these Kenwood Trio. Let's see if I can get them. You can kind of see them. TA200W IC packs, similar to the old STK packs, Darlington packs that you'll find in other equipment. And those packs are long obsolete. Sometimes they pop up on eBay, either counterfeit or used in unknown condition or supposedly working condition. And they're not cheap. So I'm hoping those aren't bad, because if that is the case, I might have to go through a lot of work just to find out that they are. But I'll pull them out. I'll check some pins, see if I can find a short or something or an open. That'll give me a little better indication. But unlike a normal repair where you get in there and you troubleshoot it, we're dealing with a receiver that's got some questionable history as to what happened to it the last time it was on a repair bench. So stay tuned. Let's see how this repair goes.